You can count on God. When he shows you something, you can count on God to uphold his end and to do his part. However, countless people throughout the ages have failed to realize the manifestation of what God has purposed for their lives. And I am convinced, watch this, that this phenomenon, Elder Colbert, of ultimate failure is due to the fact that we fail to realize that we have a role to play in the manifestation of our own destiny. True enough, we do not choose what our destiny is, but we are responsible for making choices, developing habits, and disciplining our focus for the purpose of succeeding in what God has created us to do. So you don't choose your own destiny, but you do choose to do what it takes to make sure that you enter into it. My brothers and my sisters, I know I'm right about it because you know people, it's not you, but you know people who live in the cellar and dwell in the dungeon of failure. It is not because they don't have vision. It is not because God does not have a plan for their lives. It is not because God has not promised them better. But you show me somebody who consistently stays in the dungeon of failure, and I will show you somebody, watch this, who has not made up in their mind that they're going to put in the work to do what it takes to get to the place that God has purpose for them. There is a difference between seeing what God has planned for your life and ultimately experiencing it. The church is filled with people who dance on vision but never dance in vision. You missed what I said. I said we dance for it, but we don't dance in it. We dance because of the promise, but we never walk in the promise. I'm going to preach whether you want me to or not. And the reason we don't move into it is because we fail to realize that God gives us the vision and that's his part. But our part is to put in the work. We must work it until it works for us. That's why Paul declares in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter number 3 verse number 9 that we are laborers together with God. It is not all God. It is not all us. It is us working together with God. I got to get out of here. I'm not going to preach long. Consider the fact, watch this, that when God designed us, he equipped us with a unique ability to perform that which he created us to do. That is to say that he gave us, watch this, an innate ability to excel in our purpose. That unique ability is called your gift. Somebody ought to shout gift. And according to James 1:17, every gift that comes from God is number one, good, and number two, perfect. In other words, whatever God gives you, it is functional and it is appropriate for the mastery of your assignment. So that if God creates you to do something, then he gives you the ability to do the exact thing that he's created you to do. That's what Genesis 1:27 says. God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And then God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion over it. Remember, I've taught you, if you've been listening, that before God gave them instruction, he gave them empowerment. He gave them the ability to do what he commanded them to do. God will not instruct you. God will not assign you to do something that you don't have the capacity or the ability to do. Oh God, I got to get out of here. Y'all ain't going with me this morning. So your responsibility is to cultivate the gift so that it reaches a maximum potential. God requires of us that we work what he has given us and thusly experience promotion that we might be effective on each level of assignment. In other words, here's what God says. I gave you the gift. Now you gotta work it. And when you work what I have given you, you will be rewarded with promotion. And the promotion will be on a level that is higher than the level that you're on right now. I got to go a little further. Come on. Nowhere is this more evident than in Matthew 25 and the parable of the talents. You remember a man had 3 servants. One he gave 5 talents. One he gave 2. One he gave 1 according to their several ability. And the ones that were promoted, watch this, were not promoted just because God liked them. Was not promoted just because, you know, they were good people. They were promoted because of their work ethic. And they were promoted, watch this, for the purpose of having greater responsibility. Somebody shout greater responsibility. So that when I tell you to work it, understand that you are working to get to another level, that God can trust you with more than that which you have right now. Oh God, am I preaching to the right crowd in here? No, ain't no days off. When you get to that next level and you hear him say, well done, don't stop there, because he says you have been faithful over a few things, and now I'm going to make you ruler over more. Oh God, I wish I had time to preach. I'd call Prophet Biggie Smalls, and Biggie would tell y'all, listen, the more money you make, the more problems you have, the higher you go, the more responsibility you'll have. Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, if you want more, if you want better, you better understand that there's going to come a new level of challenges, a new level of problems, a new level of resistances, a new level of opposition. Somebody ought to shout yes. Well, there are 3 things that we must realize, watch this, about the gifts that God gives us. Number 1, we must realize that each gift comes with a requirement of unconditional stewardship. In other words, when God gives you a gift, and he is giving you a gift, your stewardship of the gift is unconditional. You can't just do it when conditions are right. You can't just do it when the climate is favorable. You can't just do it when you feel like it. You can't just do it, you know, when it's your day. You have to do it in season and out of season. Number 2, each gift is expressed within the context of your relationship with others, so that the gift that God gives you can never be utilized or maximized when you are isolated from other people. God does not gift you for yourself. God gifts you for somebody else. God does not gift you for the purpose of you just going to the next level. God gives you that you might take somebody else to that next place as well. I'm going to preach whether y'all want me to or not. Number 3, each gift must be expressed with confidence, consistency, and courage. Repeat that after me. Confidence, consistency, and courage. That is to say that the gift that God has given you is a gift for all climates and all seasons. And you ought to be so humble yet bold and self-motivated to use the gift, watch this, strictly for the sake of excelling for the glory of God and for the good of those who are connected to you. Jesus says it this way: I did not come into the world to be served, but I came to serve and give my life a ransom for many. He says, I may not be accepted, I may not be respected, I may not be aptly rewarded by people, but I will still operate in excellence, watch this, because there is an ultimate reward that comes from God himself. Here is what you need to understand about your gifting. I got to get out of here. The gifting that God has given you, when you know that it is from God, you can be bold, watch this, to do what God has created you to do and not be bound by the responses of other people. When you know who you are, and when you know the gift that you have, and when you know that the gift came from God, you can be excellent wherever you are. I'm going to preach whether you want me to or not. You can work in the mailroom with a CEO anointed. I'm going to talk whether y'all hear me or not. You can be, watch this, you can be on the lower end of the totem pole while all the while knowing that God has predestined you for greatness. And watch this, where you are does not determine how you work. I'm going to preach whether y'all want me to or not. When I use my gift, I use my gift in such an excellent manner that if I to start at the bottom. I can work my way to the top. And I'm not asking anybody to take me anywhere. I'm just using what I have for the glory of God. I'm going to preach whether you want me to. I don't need to brown nose to get doors to open. I don't need to kiss butt to get an opportunity. All I got to do is just be me. I wish you'd touch somebody beside you and say, just be you. Just be the you that God has created you to be. Be excellent while you're riding the bus. Be excellent while you're living in the apartment. Be excellent while you're working, watch this, in a job that's far beneath your preparation. Tell your neighbor, just be excellent in all that you do. Because what happens is the cream that's at the bottom will ultimately rise to the top. Am I talking to anybody in here who's on your way up? Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, don't judge me where I am, because where I am is not where I'm going to be forever. I might start at the bottom, but before it's over, I'll be where God has purposed me to be, and I'll be the same me that I was when I was down on the bottom of the totem pole, because I am who God created me to be. Somebody shout yes.